It's been 1 week since you looked at me, cocked your head to the side and said I'm angry. Hey, what's up, Internet? I'm Nick.
I'm Sarah.
And we got Puppy back there. You can see his feet from this angle. We'll switch. Okay, everyone, Puppy cam. Okay, we're here to talk about photography and something controversial that's been making the clickbait rounds from Petapixel, of all places, the last bastion of photographic journalistic integrity.
Is that true?
But I don't know. I'm just hyperbole. This is clickbait, baby. Yeah, take one from clickbait. Game recognized game, baby. I'm seeing some epic clickbait coming from Petapixel, from Bimal, Nepal. Bimal, Nepal, an Austin photographer, by the way.
Great name, by the way.
Bimal, Nepal. Great name, dude.
He's from Austin? How do you know that? Where do you...
I checked it out at the bottom. I check my sources, baby. Anyway, check it out. This article we got pulled up right now. Stop making digital look like film. What did you... Don't tell me how to shoot my pictures. Sarah, what are your initial thoughts? You combed through it. You read it, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I think it's just funny that there's like a feud. I think that's the best part about this whole thing. I mean, do whatever you want. Take photos. Do whatever you want. If you can afford a Fuji, get a Fuji.
This guy's just having a rant, and I like it, dude. I respect Bimal and Nepal for having a stance and sticking to it, dude. So many people are getting their panties in a bunch over this. Oh, my God. So he's basically saying, a lot of people, they be doing the film simulations. They be adding grain, putting the toned down highlights, just making it look more aesthetic and nostalgic for a time you were never there. He's saying film simulations are lame. They're overused. You're being nostalgic for something you never experienced. This guy was all digital. Photojournalism, you have a responsibility for crystal clear reproductions of what you're seeing.
Which I agree.
Yeah.
You definitely, like, when we do stuff for papers and podcasts or whatever we're doing, like, we don't really edit them that much. We kind of fix a few things, but...
Yeah, we try to just make it look, try to make it pop a little bit, I'm no photojournalist. I don't know what to do.
But before, like, the film simulation, I mean, there's always been presets. Like, Peter McKinnon and all them, like, Brandon Wolfel, like, didn't they all make presets, like, such a thing? And it was such a specific look that never worked when you put it on your own work.
Yeah, I mean, it was very specific to what camera profile and what the shot actually contained, But yeah, he says, celebrate digital. Rather than softening or muting digital images, there is value in embracing the clarity, precision, and immediacy that the medium allows. And honestly, I have been shooting a lot of digital, barely been touching film lately. I just mixed up a new batch of chemicals, so maybe I'll get back to doing film. But the comments are tearing into this guy. Written by someone who has never touched a film camera. Maybe give it a whirl. Ooh, and someone comes back at him. Why don't you ride a horse to work tomorrow, dude? Hell yeah. Screw that guy.
Not even remotely close to the same thing. Same comparison is the next comment on that
and people are just going down a rabbit hole. This is like a total fest down in the comments of this Petapixel, man. People are going nutso, but the piece is not about using film cameras. It's against film simulations. Like, don't be a poser, kind of. Yeah, man. I mean, shoot digital for what it is. Everybody is just, it's trendy to do the film simulations. It's trendy to be a Fujifilm kid,
How much does that camera cost?
Which camera?
Whatever one has the film. Is there a bunch of them?
All the Fujis have film.
They all have film simulations in them.
I mean, I don't know. Correct me in the comments down below. Go and tell me I'm wrong. But yeah, that's their whole thing. They love the film.
So then, is it baked in? Like when you take a picture?
If you're only doing JPEGs, I'm pretty sure you can shoot RAW on most Fuji cameras. Maybe not the X half, but it's not baked into the RAWs, but for the JPEGs. So, and that's what a lot of people do. We were just talking to Ramses in the last podcast that came out, and he shoots JPEG on his Fujifilm camera. So he's got a baked in look, black and white. He's not trying to recover them colors, baby. I don't know. People are just like nitpicking the language used, and they're going down a deep rabbit hole. I mean, just look at all this. Pretentious guys must be fun at parties. This article is a Reddit rant. Yeeks. And what do you mean yeeks? It's yikes, you frickin' tard. I don't know what to say to these people.
So I love this one. The piece is not about using film cameras. It's against film simulations. Like, don't be a poser, kind of.
Yeah, don't be a poser. That's what Kurt Mann is saying. Don't be a poser. You know, if you're going to shoot digital, embrace it. You know, why are you trying to, if you want the film look, shoot film, pretty much, right? Am I wrong?
Don't turn a dog into a cat. In other words, don't be a poser. We need to bring poser back. We had this conversation earlier today.
Yeah, the word poser. Do you guys remember the word poser? It used to be like you're wearing etnies, but you never kickflipped in your life, and you're a frickin' poser. Dude, it took me so long to learn how to kickflip. I wish I never did. Then I'd still have a good left ACL.
In middle school, I had a red independent hoodie, and I did not skateboard,
Poser.
obviously, but I love that
Poser.
hoodie.
Sarah's a poser. No, but the poser thing stuck with me, and I'm sure many millennials, like, don't wear a shirt for a band that you don't listen to, you know? And that's kind of boils down to what we're dealing with here. Don't wear the band of analog if you're shooting digital. So I agree with Bimal and Nepal. Like, why are you trying to make your digital look like it's just the trendy thing to do? And like, you know what? So screw these guys who are like, we're going to do what we want. Look at this guy. He's like answering for the all capital true artists here. Stop telling us what to do. We shoot what we like. You shoot what you like. Then we will both be happy. Well, all these people should just shut the hell up then and let this guy have his freaking opinion piece. It's an opinion piece on a freaking journalism site. So you know what? Let this guy have it. You know, I'm sure a lot of people agree with him. They're just too scared to sound off in these comments because everyone's dogpiling homeboy over here. You know?
Mac Fiegel said, I in fact wonder if ChatGPT might have been involved with this article.
It did kind of, you know, it might have. I couldn't even stomach reading it because it did sound kind of like, you know, what me and ChatGPT talk about, the same kind of vibe.
Who allowed this person to embarrass themselves publicly like this by green lighting this piece? You haven't done them a favor.
Yeah, look at this freaking manifesto from Tobias W. Every modern camera provides clarity, yada, yada. Obviously, this person has nex seen what film is capable of. 6x9 medium 4x4. This is what I hate about you guys, the photography community comments. Like, you say one thing, you guys just cannot wait to get in the comments and correct a home slice. You know what I mean? You're in there like, well, actually, you didn't think about 6x9, 4x5, or 8x10. And then, you know, I don't even want to read the rest of what Tobias has to say. I bet he is on Reddit all the time talking about.
To be fair, I don't think a lot of your
fans comment on Petapixels. How many of you guys watching this have ever left a comment on Petapixels? How
many of you have corrected Nick in the comments? Because sometimes he
needs
correcting.
Correct me. Some guy just led me down a rabbit hole who he didn't correct me, but he like let me know about something in the comments, and I was like, oh shit, now I want to look that up. This guy, Jack Whitaker, who makes his own scanning light, and it might be way more baller than the scanning light I use. So yeah, let me know stuff, but just don't be a dick about it.
Yeah,
you know?
I think there's a difference between being like, excuse me, you know, and just being like, hey man, did you know that like there's other things out there that might be better?
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know where my prop glasses are. They were here. Anyway, so yeah, people are just dogpiling this guy. It's like a Reddit refest down in the comments. But the funny thing is, it doesn't stop there. So this guy put this out on September 7th. And then on September, 4 days ago, the 9th, this came out on Fuji X Weekly. Okay, so the old headline was Stop Making Digital Look Like Film. Then on Fuji X Weekly, the next day, the next day? No, 2 days later, they come out with continue making digital look like film, but only if you want to. What a cop-out, dude. Like, at least stand for something. Stand firm. Don't say something and then double back. That just shows me you got no spine. Still, so that's 2-0. Bimal Nepal is winning against all these photo cucks on the internet. I'm just saying. And of course, Fuji X Weekly is going to say, continue making digital look like film, because what else is Fuji? Fuji is the film simp people. The film sim? No, film simps. Oh my God, that sounds like a great t-shirt. Film simpulations. Would you guys buy a film simp shirt?
Tell us in the comments below.
Tell us in the comments below if I should design a film simp shirt for Fuji. Fuji film simps.
By the way, I think when we sell shirts, we should just show the shirts that we have and the random sizes that we already have, and then let them pick their design.
Yeah, but then we got to make sure we don't mess up the print, because it's kind of easy to get ink all over the place. Screen printing. But yeah, that'd be cool. Custom, bespoke shirts. We've been getting a lot of clean, blank shirts for real cheap. We've been scouting, we've been thrifting. And a
like
lot
brand new ones.
Yeah,
still
a lot of them
tags on
seem totally
I mean,
unworn,
I watched them all
still
first,
tags, still no tags on them, or still have tags. So we're going to be coming out with new merch soon, baby. We got a few designs in the works. But yeah, so here we go. The Fuji fanboys, the Fuji simps are saying, keep making digital look like film, but only if you want to. We're not going to tell you what to do because we want to be PC and correct, and we don't want to stand for anything. And so that means we're going to just get trampled by popular opinion.
This person like goes after him though.
Yeah, look, he
like,
starts
it's
off
not
with
very. It's personal.
He starts off with there's a strange article up on Petapixel entitled go fornicate yourself, on Petapixel entitled. They got to say entitled, stop making digital look like film. Why don't you just say it's called this? Like, you're really going to be talking to a homeboy, one of your friends, and be like, have you guys seen the piece entitled blah, 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 blah? No, you're going to say it's something called this, Oh my God, dude. How stop making digital by Bimal, Nepal. Bimal. Where's my Bimal backers here? Bimal, hit me up if you see this, dude. Bimal, you freaking rock, dude. Thanks for standing for something. Even if you had ChatGPT write it, thanks for having the cojones to say something that is going to rage bait people. I love it. And he wants to offer a rebuttal to you, though, Nepal. And who wrote this? Richie Roche. Let's look up Richie Roche. Richie Roche. How do we even see Richie Roche? Anyway, okay, we can't find Richie Roche. He's missing. I understand that there's only so much that happens within the photo world on any given day, and that shows that you might have put out a controversial piece. So he's basically saying you're a clickbaiter, Bimal. But you know what? Game recognized game, like I already said. Hell yeah. So, I mean, I don't even want to read this. It's pretty much, Big Fuji telling us to keep making filmic pictures on digital because that's what they want, because that's what they offer. That's where they're positioned in the marketplace. That's the gap they're filling, right? Oh, Sarah's doing research.
Yeah, I am. Followed by Raf.
Ooh, Richie Roche is followed by Raf?
Yeah, Raf follows him. And Caleb. And 20 others. Okay, who else?
So is Richie Roche a big deal? Should I know Richie Roche?
Retro Film Project follows him.
Who's that? Oh, yeah, I know Retro Film Project.
Follows him.
Okay, maybe I'm not in the know. Let's look up Richie Roche, I guess. For
London Camera Project. Mike
but right now,
Green.
I'm still team Bimal Nepal. Richie Roche. Did I spell it right? Fuji X Weekly. Oh, well, that's just so he runs Fuji X Weekly.
Yeah, he makes free film simulation recipes.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna lie, I don't really understand the recipes thing.
It's just how you program your camera to make the pictures look a certain way.
So how is that any different than a Lightroom preset?
Because it's baked in if you shoot JPEG. It's baked in,
so but it's still the same fucking digital bullshit. If you want real fucking film stuff, shoot film.
Yeah, I think that if you want the real essence of film is not these, contrived cliche looks with muted pastel and all that portrait stuff, Pacific Northwest, go, jump off Cannon Beach. I don't know what to say. It's just lame, it's contrived, it's derivative, it's what everybody does, and how you're trying to stand out as the best guy at fitting in. What? That makes no sense to me. If you're gonna shoot digital, edit it the way you like, like instead of having some so the true essence of analog is embracing the imperfections, and you get your own organic look based on the way you process your film. If you have the cojones to do that yourself, if you're scared, look up my video about developing color film. It's easy peasy. Even an idiot like me can do it, and I'm pretty dumb. So, and it's also the lens you use, the film stock, how expired that film is, and all that stuff, and you get your own look eventually just by doing it. And it evolves organically instead of having some pre-baked in. Look at me, I'm Portrait Poppy. Look at me, I'm Wise Cub. Look at me, I'm freaking.
Okay, so maybe does this go back then to like our conversation earlier with the whole poser? Bring back the word poser.
Yeah.
Like every time we go out, like especially to a city, we'll see, Gen Z, and everybody's just like super stylish. Everybody's got like perfect fit, but it's not like a Gen Z look. It's like a millennial look. It's an emo look. It's like
it's a caricature of the cool kids from yesteryear, from when I could still have been considered a kid. Now only boomers call me a kid or a young buck. So you're getting old when we're an old person for the Zoomers, and they're like, "Friggin' look at those guys. They probably call us moomers, millennial boomers. I don't know. Moo.
But I mean, I think it's just very similar. Like everybody wants kind of the same. There's pockets of what the aesthetic is, but like it's all the same.
Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, you look at a bunch of film photography stuff. Like, let's just type in Portra. Let's see some pictures on Portra. Excuse me. I'll bleep that out. Portra 400. Wow. Look at all these. That's Portra, baby. Like, I don't know.
Those all look like they could be a Lightroom preset.
Yeah. You know, so who are you kidding?
And look,
you
it's
know,
all teal and orange.
So whether they're actually shooting it or they're doing, you know, the Fuji simulations or whatever, it's all just like, you know, okay, you're making it look like you're checking all the boxes. You're making it look like how it's supposed to look. Now everyone's going to give you big props, and you're going to get a over the pants hand job in the back room of Target. So good for you. I don't know what to say. Did I cross a line there? I don't know, but still, I'm team Bimal Nepal. Richie Roche, hit me up in the DMs if you disagree with me, but you probably won't because you have like 7 times the amount of followers as me, so you probably think I'm some small fry barking up a big tree, but whatever, dude, I got an axe. So, Bimal Nepal, I'm still on team Bimal Nepal, and guess what? So, if only the rest of Petapixel could have a spine like my boy Bimal, because as soon as Richie Roche put out this Petapixel hit piece, talking crap about my boy Nepal, saying continue doing this. Guess what? One of the more scaredy Matt Grokut. Sorry, that's a funny last name. Grokut comes out with a follow-up to Petapixel. There's nothing wrong with making digital look like film. Okay, so now you're just shredding every ounce of oomph that Bimal had in his piece. You know, you're just saying, far be it from me to criticize one of my fellow Petapixel writers, but that's exactly what you're doing, Matt Grokut. You know,
I just love that it starts off by saying, like, in college, I developed my own film. I screwed it up. I messed up printing my negatives. I overcooked and dodged and burned, but I kept going, and then I just moved to digital.
Yeah,
can't handle the vinegar smell. Get out of the dark room. Yeah,
if you can't handle the fumes, you know, stuck on my pubes. I don't know what to say. But yeah, Grokut, you know, that's kind of like the Turtle Festival in Florida, Cooter. I don't know, man. All respect to you and Richie Roche, but I'm still team Bimal Nepal. You know, stop trying to fool us into thinking you got some look. Okay, let's look at the comments of this one. Look, right there. This. Just let everyone explore and express their creativity the way they want. Yeah. You know, Bimal wasn't trying to stop you from doing that. He had no illusions to think he could. But you know what? He's allowed to judge people. And I hate this whole pat each other on the back and act like everything's all hunky-dory in the photo scene. But you know what? There's animosity. There's haters. I'm a hater. I'm judgmental. I don't like everybody. I don't like everybody's work. And to sit here and pretend that everybody's point of view is valid is just a fantasy. It's a fairy tale. There's some people out there banging their heads against a wall, making work that nobody's ever going to care about. And, you know, I'm never going to tell them that to their face or to the comments or to the DMs. But you know what? You know, sometimes there's trends that are just going to fade away and people are playing into those and they're not really making any work that I care about. And a lot of people probably think I am just some asshole yelling on the internet, not making anything substantive or meaningful, and that I should just fade away into obscurity.
Work. Whether or not people like it and appreciate it, go fuck themselves.
Whether or not I even post it, I gotta start posting stuff.
We don't really post our work, but still.
And speaking of, final segue into let's back up this thing with real work. Okay, so I made a quick collection in Lightroom. Let's scroll down. You know, I added to the quick collection, which I never cull from, but here's just a few shots. Shot on film in Austin, Texas.
Are you only showing yours or
back in March?
Mine in here?
I grabbed a couple. I don't know. I tried to go fast. I'll go through them. Look, here's Raph. No. Here's Ramses. Here's Gayla. And here's Mingo. All on film. And as you can tell, I can't recover that shadow detail because this is on film. Sorry, I didn't hit you with the flash, boy. Here's a virtual copy of it. Here's probably my favorite shot of the whole 3 nights I got to go out and shoot street on film in Austin, Texas. Great shot. It's just like disappointed prom night is what I think of this one. That's what I'm titling this one. It's going to be up on a wall. Here I caught William Montgomery as doppelganger. And it's okay, but you can tell there's a lot of information missing. This is probably the best shot of the whole time. Look at this scene that Sarah caught of this maniac with a mask that chased after her. This guy just totally shocked looking up at that scene. And yeah, you know, these came out good. They got kind of a filmic look. You know, it's it's got a weird tone, the tonal range that you can see there. It's kind of muted here and there. And you know, I love this shot that's on film too. That's on Portra 800, I think. I don't know. But yeah, those are on film. But then just like, those are, you know, just a little selection I wanted to pick really quick. But then if I pull up the digital work we were just able to do, look at how many 1 stars I got, dude. So many 1 stars. This is from our first, no, I'll do the second night. That is the second night. Okay. Here's my second night in Austin, Texas on digital. And we were just able to get a lot of nice pictures. Here's a guy hugging a girl in a bar. Look, there's Ramses. Friggin' smiley dialy. Look, why the hell did you take my picture? And I was able to take 312 photographs that night. If I was doing film, that would have taken so much. There's Perry Hall, catch him on walkie-talkie with Pauly B. There's Ramses, and there's Mingo hitting that vape. But I met this guy. I can't remember his name, but he was really cool. And he's probably out there shooting film simps on his XT5 with his 7 Artisans 7.5. Oh, he's got like a fisheye going on. But that's a crop sensor, so it's probably more like a 16. I don't know. But I was able to get a decent amount of picks. Joe Filey, catch him on Kill Tony. He should have won a golden ticket. I don't know.
So now that I feel like we're going down a different rabbit hole, I love that photo, by the way. Go back one. Love that photo.
This one?
Yeah, I love it. I don't know. There's just something so weird about it. But you and I don't get to shoot street very often. So like when we go, like the last time we were up there was in March. So like every 6 months we get to go shoot. That back in March we only shot a couple of rolls, and like we were a lot more selective, which is good, but also we didn't get to take a ton of photos and like kind of like exercise it, you know, whereas digital, we were able to go out there, take 300 photos and like really like see what moments work, what's not working, you know.
Yeah, you get to improve on the spot. And one thing that I've realized that, you know, seeing is that we don't get to go shoot street that often. Every time we do go, I want to make sure I'm improving. And it's kind of hard to tell when you're worried, especially shooting flash at night on film. Like, you know, you kind of know what you're doing if you're doing daylight, doing aperture priority or whatever. But at night with a flash, like it's hard to do that on film and to make sure you're getting a good exposure. But to just be able to get instant feedback and see what you're doing on digital, it's like, why not do that? Get your reps in, get the steps in. Your first 10,000 photographs are your worst. So like you gotta get those out of the way, right? And here we were making a crap ton of work that night. Getting a ton of, I love this picture, that cartoonish head. Here's Perry, super up close. I had no idea that the lens I have on my D7000 has a 0.75 foot. So it's less than 12 inches is the minimum focusing distance. And look at that. I'm able to get every pore on Perry's face, this young couple. And we made a lot of cool pictures. And we wouldn't have if we were missing shots, changing film, worrying about what our flash power's got to be. By the way, I got Drew Nickens from Kill Tony as well. They robbed him. I think it was in Nashville. I forget where that show was. But look, I didn't get it in focus, you know. But
I think another thing with street photography too, especially in like a party city like this, people don't really care. Like if you take the photo, but then afterwards you're like, no, take a better picture of me. So like if you have a digital camera, at least you can take that picture. Like if it's on film, I'm not taking a picture of like you and your friends posing, you know? So it kind of like diffuses the situation. And sometimes they do reach out and be like, hey, can I get that? And then you share information. You know what I mean? So yeah. I think there's a great reason, but I would love to be so good at it because of all the reps we put in from digital that we can go out there and like really be decisive and get awesome moments on film. I think that would be like the goal. You know,
I think after this night, if I could replicate the same settings I did, I think I'd be able to, no problem, get off without a hitch. But yeah, that's a good point that a lot of times people stop you and like, hey, let's take this posed pic, take another one. And if I'm shooting film, I usually just fire the flash and don't take the pic because I don't want to waste a shot on somebody's group picture. I don't care. But on digital, you can. And you can give them your info, you can give them a sticker, you can give them a business card, and then you got somebody new to follow you on socials. But one thing I wanted to bring up is like, am I trying to make these look like film? Like, I don't think so. When I'm editing digital, like I feel like the one aesthetic I try to go for is just kind of over the top, oversaturated, kind of like, I like the whole 90s advertising, like Nickelodeon type vibe, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I try to go wacky. And look at this picture. You guys might have seen this as the thumbnail for the Ramses podcast, which I don't think won the A/B testing. Anyway, let's go to Sarah's shots. And she was able to get a lot of good work in too. I mean, just a bunch of whack. Look, Juanita from Kill Tony, guys. You go to Austin, Texas, you're gonna see Kill Tony royalty out on the streets, baby. You're gonna see it. Look, I love this shot with that foot there. These girls were just chilling. But you know, we wouldn't have gotten all these memories and been able to look back if this was all on film. Like, no way we would have. Like half of these shots, we wouldn't even thought were worthy of the whatever 10 cents or I don't know how much per shot.
Yeah, and I feel like we would have just been in our head the whole time and been like, I suck, you know?
Yeah.
Like, okay, go back. So, go back one. So, this is a perfect example. So, I took a picture of this guy because it's just so adorable. And then the next frame, the girl comes in and they're like, oh, take a quick picture. And both moments are fantastic, you know? Like, if we were doing an event.
Look how proud he looks, you know? He's like, hell yeah, I got this cute girl.
Yeah, and he's like, whatever. About taking his photo originally. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he doesn't care because you did something nice for him afterwards, you know? And these don't take their picture. The Rose, if you guys go to Austin, Texas, don't take their picture. They're going to beg you for money afterwards. But yeah, just like fun things to take pictures of. Like, you probably didn't even notice the Budweiser earrings on this guy.
No.
Just seeing somebody zip by with funny shades.
Oh, no, he was sitting there. I may have noticed that.
Oh. He's got backwoods, dude. He's getting home to roll up a blunt.
Yeah, we were all at a light together.
There's Gayla.
I'm sure she doesn't want that on me.
Sorry. Okay, well, I didn't zoom in.
This lady.
Look at that. Look at that little exhale vape. Yeah, so pretty much point is that, you know, film or digital, make it look the way you want, but like, you know, trying to emulate film, it is kind of lame. You know, it's kind of lame. But if you're going to do it.
I love Perry's pants there, by the way. I don't know if you noticed that he or someone drew all over his pants at some point. They're very cool.
That is
very
cool.
Stylish.
But if you're going to do it, you got to do it right. Go to Dehancer.com and use promo code LOPRO for 10% off. 10% off your film emulating needs, whether it be for videos or for pictures. Go to Dehancer.com and use promo code LOPRO for 10% off. You can make your movies look like film, your videos. You can make your photos look. They have a photos app. You can do it all on the website. It's amazing. Go to Dehancer.com and use promo code LOPRO.
Tell us in the comments below. What do you guys think?
Yeah, what do you guys think? Do you agree? You know, I'm still team Bimal Nepal. You know what? I should just go ahead and find him. Let's all follow Bimal Nepal, dude. He makes great headshots. Where is he? Bimal Nepal, about the author. Here we go. We're following Bimal Nepal. Everybody go follow Bimal Nepal, Georgetown _photo. You know, because he had the balls to put his opinion out there on the internet. And I applaud him for that. So, you know, so many people just want to dogpile and be on the right side of history without ever trying to step foot outside of their comfort zone. So, you know what, Bimal, you freaking rock, dude. I appreciate you.
Thank you for letting us jump on your bandwagon and do some clickbait. Woo!
Do some clickbait, dude. What's the worst that can happen? Someone's just going to argue with you. So who cares? Anyway, guys, remember, shoot more, think less. I'm Nick.
I'm Sarah.
And we got a puppy back there. So madebylopro.com. Hit me up. Buy me a coffee. Join LoPresti Army. See you later. There we go. As soon as I turn the thing on, I feel better.
I told you.
It's because it's fake, and I have to go, hey, so.
Yeah, but you and I fucking weave it wherever the fuck it goes. It's all photography bait, you know what I mean?